All right, all right, all right. The moment that we have been waiting for. This is your final Tribal Council for Can You Survive 2021. And we are moments away from seeing our final three enter the final Tribal Council, where they will be pleading their cases in front of a jury, all three vying for the victory, for the $2,000 donation to their charity, and the right to call themselves the sole survivor and winner of Can You Survive 2021. I know they're anxious to get in here, and I know you guys are anxious to see them, so they are going to come on in. We have Damien, Albie, and Justin entering the final Tribal Council area. They are taking their seats. They've been preparing to talk to the jury.
All right. I will now bring in your jury. We have Caitlin, Ciara, Rob, Barry, Steph, Chris, Waylon, and Angela voted out at the final to the last start. So we're going to have a traditional Survivor final Tribal Council. You guys will be allowed to make a speech to the jury. The jury will each individually get up, have a chance to address you for a few minutes. They can choose to give you a statement, ask you a question. After they're all done, we'll have a brief closing statement, and the jury will vote for a winner of this game. Albie, by virtue of winning the final immunity, you get to decide the order of the speeches and the order of the closing statements. You can do that now.
Okay. We'll just go this way for opening and this way for closing.
All right. Damien, the floor is yours.
Okay. Well, so when I got here, I guess only 4 days ago, I really had no idea what to expect. Watched the show occasionally, and honestly did not realize that these games were even a thing. So I was looking for an experience, and I definitely found it. It was really an experience that I would like to repeat. It was fun. I came in not wanting to go out last, and really shocked to find myself. But now that I'm here, I feel like I'd like to win. I love the team building, the activities, the challenges, competing in the challenges was that. I did not enjoy the voting or any in order to try to dislike a little bit less. I attempted to be honest with anyone and not lead people on or say that I was going to do things that I wasn't. I'd like to think that I'd love you to succeed. But yeah, I'm really surprised and excited to be here. I think no matter what happens, I think we'll be able to raise more money than I expected for my charity, and I guess shared misery really helps build relationships, and I was able to build a lot of relationships faster than I would have expected over the course of a long weekend. So I feel like whatever happens, I'm going to leave a winner, but I would also like to leave an actual winner.
All right, Albie, go.
Okay, so I love gaming. I love social strategy games, and I played online games for a long time, and this was like me taking a step into something new, so I didn't know really what to expect. I came in with a super positive attitude because this was for charity. I saw all the charities beforehand, and every charity was great. And I was super excited to do something positive. And you're playing a negative, you have to lie and backstab, but it's for a good cause. So I came into the game saying, okay, I'm going to be Miss Congeniality. I want everybody to like me. I want to feel good with everybody and get to know people, and then see where the game takes me. And of course, part of a lot of the strategy in me came out. So on my tribe, I positioned myself really well. I was lucky and found a clue for the idol. I happened to find the idol, and I also used that to build alliances within my tribe. I told Stephanie about the clue, as well as when I received the idol first. Then on a separate note, I told Barry. And then on a separate note, I told Justin. So I used this for my advantage. I didn't play it correctly, or I didn't need to play it correctly because I got to 12 without needing it. But I still used that to my advantage on a strategic standpoint. Come merge, my game didn't go exactly, or shuffle first. I feel like I knew that the pink players were going to be key players throughout the game because I knew everyone was going to want to bring them in. So I built, I believe, a strong relationship with both Angela and Waylon to propel me forward in the game. And then come merge, things didn't go how I wanted it to. Somebody who I thought was my closest ally was trying to get me out, but I still had other options and other people to work with, and I didn't ever rule anybody out in the game. So I kept my options open. I listened to everybody. When things started not to go my way, it lit a fire under my ass, and I fucking won those immunity challenges. Because I really want to be here. I really want to raise the most money I can for my charity. And I'm looking forward to everybody's question and what you have to say if you want specifics on my game.
Thanks, Albie. Justin, take it away.
All right, I'm not very good at speeches, but I obviously have no other choice. I came into this game with a lot of targets on my back. I had played in a previous game, Surviving Maine. I had another member from my tribe that was from Surviving Maine. There were 2 other players in the game, so instantly that made me a target. I was also voted the most intimidating on the Touchy Subjects Challenge, and I made it all the way to the end. I didn't get to build a big bond with a lot of the people from the Green tribe, but at the same time, I didn't need to. I did make an attempt to have an option with Green with Rob, where I had offered to do a 5-5 split and possibly draw rocks. It was a little bit bullshit, but it also was an option at the same time. I had options everywhere with everyone at all times. My original alliance was Stephanie and Albie. I got pretty much all of it here. It's actually more beneficial, no offense, for me to have you here than Stephanie, especially after that challenge where she was hopping around on a one leg, like an absolute beast. Everybody sitting here, except for Stephanie, is here because of me. And it's for a good reason, because you were the strongest player that needed to be taken out at that time. You tried to cross our alliance too early. I had to take you out. It didn't make sense. The move didn't make sense. I was people approached me with calculated plans, and I, in seconds, was able to flip them and change the vote. I did the same thing with Waylon when he attempted to turn on Angela, and everybody else that was voted out from Green targeted me in the vote that they were removed. So there's no hard feelings. I tried to remove the strongest players at the right time. Ciara, you were removed. It was going to be Damien. It didn't make sense for me, so I switched it from Damien, who my tribe originally wanted, because I'm not good at puzzles, and I wanted you out. So, and same thing with you, Chris. You're a very strong player, and I wanted you out when you got out, instead of Damien. So, I hope you guys that appreciate gameplay can see the strategy and stuff that I did, and made sure that my alliances were always on the right side of the numbers and in the majority, whether that was at the swap or at the merge. And I thank you guys all for playing, and you all played a great game.
All right, thank you, Final 3. We're going to now turn to the jury, where they'll be able to ask you questions or deliver a statement. We're going to go in reverse order. So, Caitlin, you're up.
Hi guys.
You can
Nice to
step
meet
forward,
some of
Caitlin.
you. Okay. So I just wanted to address you guys first as the only person on jury not voted out of the game. Secondly, I guess, just theoretically, if you were to have 4 votes from the jury, who are those 4 people who will vote for you? We can start with Damien.
I would like to thank the 4 members of my original tribe. We gelled really well at the beginning. Again, when we were first doing the team building, and have the advantage of people to go down around to be able to meet each other.
Albie.
I would say Ciara, Barry, Steph, and Angela.
I would say definitely Barry. Barry appreciates the strategic game. Steph, who I never lied to in this game. Angela, who I never lied to in this game. And Chris, who also is a strategic player and can appreciate good gameplay.
Yeah, did anyone get no votes for me neither? Did anyone get double people? Okay. Oh yeah, I did get one. And then I have a follow-up question. Justin actually already went over it, so thank you, Justin. I'll just ask the other 2 this time. Why these people here, and why this order specifically for you? Like, how did that help your game to be here right now?
I think I played a strategic game. I actually know I played a strategic game, but I also played a social game, and I wasn't super aggressive and assertive, and I think those 4 people I picked would appreciate somebody who is not like flashy and in your face, strategic, smart, and made the moves when they had to, and did what they have to survive, and was flexible.
The person I voted for rarely went out, and I would say towards the end, it came down to strategic decisions and people that I thought.
Well, thank you guys. Congrats for being the final 3.
Thanks, Caitlin. Ciara, you're up. Just a reminder to everyone to try and speak up.
Hi guys,
Thank you.
congratulations, super exciting. My question is going to be how, Albie actually touched on this a little bit on his speech, but go ahead as well. How did you plan on playing when you came in, and do you feel like you accomplished that? And if not, what happened to make you change your strategy? Start with Justin.
I came into this game making sure that I was always on the right side of the numbers. I was paying attention to the 3 tribes, how many people they had at all times, appearing to be in the majority when I needed to be in the majority, appearing to be perceived in the minority if I needed to be appeared in the minority. What was the rest of the question?
Your plan coming in,
Oh, okay.
and whether or not you were able to follow through on that.
My plan coming is that I wanted to play a more honest game than I had played in the previous game that I had played, and I feel like I did that. I feel like I took out people that were targeting me or had made a sketchy move. Yeah, I'm very happy with the way that I played, and I don't think that I played an evil game, which I'm sort of perceived as being an evil or a cutthroat player. I think that I made the right moves, and I actually played a pretty honest game.
Okay, Albie.
So, it's funny that you're asking this question, because you said to me when you saw me, you're like, you're the villain from Sequester. And I'm like, I wasn't sure, like, are there going to be people from online who I played with before who know how I play online? And this was completely different from online. I couldn't be as cunning and cutthroat because I liked everybody so much, but I still had to make moves and lie to people. And I'm sure people will talk about that, but I feel like I came in thinking I was gonna be very friendly, very nice, Miss Congeniality, and also a little bit of a villain. I feel like I was more nice and honest. I did lie a little bit, so the villain was there, but it didn't come out as much as I anticipated.
I didn't have much of a plan because I had never played a social game like this before. So I guess initially I wanted to build alliances and sort of, stick with them and play as forthright as I could. And I think largely I accomplished that. As things shifted, I had to be a little bit shiftier than I was comfortable with. But I think tried to.
Sorry,
Like,
there's a
give my
bug.
game.
By my
Yeah,
ear. It's not me reacting to what you're saying. All right, thank you guys very much. Good luck.
Thank you, Tiara. Rob, you have the floor. Thank you. First off, again, congratulations to all of you. However you got here, you got here. You beat all of us one way or another, so congrats to all three of you. And also, my mind is completely open. I do not know yet who I'm going to vote for, so the answers to these questions are really helpful for that. So my question is, as the jury, we weren't able to, after we got voted out, obviously we weren't able to see what went on during the camp for the challenges and the talking afterwards. So I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about anything, like maybe the most important moment you'd like to share with us that we might not have seen, given that we had been voted out of the game. So start with Justin.
My most important moment is also Albie's most important moment. It's the reason why he's here. When Barry came to me to blindside Albie, I instantly said, Barry is being sketchy, it's too early in the game, and I went to Albie and Angela and Waylon, and we flipped it on him in a matter of seconds. So that was a big move that started the breaking down and the backstabbing. So that was a big moment for me, and that was also a big moment for Albie.
And I would like to add to that, if I wasn't playing a strong social game, I think those people would have went along with Barry's plan. But they were loyal to me for a reason, and that is a testament to the type of game I was playing. Anytime there was a round where I was always pushing my agenda, I can't say that I was like every round it went exactly how I wanted to. Like the round you left the game, I was hoping you were going to vote Chris, because I felt at that moment, I knew Green were going to come into a factor soon, and I felt like I could work with you more than I could have Chris or Damien. So I wanted you to vote Chris so he would go, because I knew they were going to vote you out in the revote. But you were walking up that path and you weren't looking at me, so I kind of tried to give you a look, but it didn't work out. Early on, when the round Stephanie went, I tried to say, like, this doesn't seem right, maybe we should do something else. I started to realize there were other threats in the game, but people tried to reassure me, no, it's fine. And, it doesn't work out always. But I still managed to survive. I was fighting everything. I was pushing my agenda, and sometimes it worked out, sometimes it didn't, but I'm here. And, I fought here.
For me, it was probably when Chris was voted out that I had we'd sort of had a plan for a few rounds as far as how we thought things were going to wind up, and that threw a wrench in sort of my end game planning. So I had to sort of start from scratch, and it was the first time I hadn't had one of my original play members with me, so I had to start thinking on my feet and thinking more in terms of strategy and winning.
All right. Well, thank you guys, and good luck to all of you. Thank you, Rob. Barry, you're up.
Hello guys. First, a huge congratulations. I really enjoyed playing with all of you, and we're all envious and wish we could be in your seats. So, whatever the way the vote goes today, I hope you guys feel very, very proud for you. Damien, I just want to say, really enjoyed chatting with you, and the morning that we were at camp. Thank you for your high needle tea and all your contributions with the fire and everything around camp. Albie, I took a swing at you, and your social game clearly out-prevailed mine, so props for that. My question for you is, as the time went on in the jury, we noticed you were getting a little kind of pissy and frustrated, and we felt a little off-put by that. Was that more dramatics or real, or can you touch on that?
I think I'm a dramatic person, for sure. And I was just, playing up for the fun of it. So, yeah, I was annoyed with how the game was going, but I feel like just the emotions of everything going on, and the stress of tribal challenge, and then being lied to, and like when people came to me and said that you were targeting me, I believed you. I was like, they're all lying to me. I was shocked. And when my name came up, I was like, wow. And then I was very grateful for everybody who saved me there. So it was a lot of emotions, like, you know, when you feel a way towards somebody and then something else happens, like, that takes a toll on you. But that's not who I am. That's just a part of me.
Okay. And Justin, so I hear from your speech, you've been the one taking credit for being the person who orchestrated me getting voted out. I spoke with Stephanie, and she said that you approached her and said that you were on board with the Albie plan, and Stephanie was the one that flipped it, and after that, you flipped it. And then continued to call me a snake in the grass, and I'm just wondering if you could touch on that and explain that situation for me.
I'm the only person, as far as my knowledge, that you told. So how could Stephanie have told me that?
I talked with Stephanie going to the challenge. Stephanie was the first person that I had told.
Oh, I didn't even know that. But I flipped that instantly and went to Angela and Waylon and flipped it on you instantly.
So are you saying, because Stephanie told me that you approached her and said that you were on board with the Albie plan, so you're saying that that's not true?
If I did say it, I quickly changed it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That was me.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Thanks, guys. Congrats again.
Thank you, Barry.
Thank you.
Steph, you're up.
All right. Hi. Congratulations, everyone. I'm so excited that the three of you are here. I just want to address each of you individually, and then I'll have a question for you all in general. So, Damien, I have to say, as I mentioned before, you and I really didn't get a chance to connect.
I know.
You know, I met you for a split second. We said hi, and then that's pretty much it. We were like, hey, I guess this is it. We didn't really interact much. But I would like to say thank you for starting fires, and everyone has such great things to say about you. Albie, my number one, BITCH. You are such a strong competitor. You are passionate, you wear your heart on your sleeve, and you will fight for what you want. And that's why you're here today. Justin, you came here with a target on your back from day one. You have such a big personality. You literally are a person that, like, I thought to myself, like, he's like Boston Justin. And then going everywhere, like talking to everyone. You literally were all over the place, but you did such an amazing job at getting through each and every vote and escaping all those votes against you. Like, you really, I saw an evolution of Justin from the time that you played your last game to now.
Thank you.
And I commend you for that.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I would like to touch up on something that actually Barry mentioned in regards to the vote. So, you know, I think that when the game is afoot, I think a lot of things happen. And I think we just really wanted to, like, have that conversation of what our conversation was about, in which, you know, why Albie is here. And so you and I had a conversation, and you came to me and you mentioned that the vote was on Albie, if I was okay with that. And I told you, who did it come from? And it was Barry. Oh, Barry's, you know, he has these plans. Let's see if we can flip it. Is that what happened? If we could flip it to Barry.
I feel like I felt like I wanted to flip it on Barry, and I felt like it was sort of like an eye contact clicking moment between the two of us, where we were both just like, this is what's going to happen.
Got it.
So yeah, I still feel like that was the move that I made. Like,
Okay.
But I agree that you were there, like your, you know what I mean, like you solidifying it.
Okay.
Definitely solidified it for me as well.
Are there any other moves that you mentioned some of the moves, just for them, is there any other moves that you want to add that you haven't spoken about to the jury that you want to add? I just want to give you that opportunity.
Yeah, when Waylon was looking to vote off Angela, I flipped that back on him.
Okay.
Yep.
Albie, I have to say, for me, you played a great social game. Can you tell me a little bit about strategically of what have you done that you can touch upon or moves that you've helped make?
Everything I did in this game was things I wanted to do. I knew how he was playing, which is fun for television. It's great. It's out there. But I knew he was a huge shield for me. I would not have agreed for any of the votes. Like, I knew that there was a stronger chance that you would work with Ciara over Damien. So I was like, that makes sense for her to go. Because I knew I wanted to go to the end with you. That was an obstacle. So everything I was thinking about, I knew with Rob that I had a better chance to sway him to work with me than I would have Damien and Chris, and that was proven because they said to me at Final 6, there's a Final 4, you're not a part of it. So what I did is I won those last 3 immunity challenges. Because So I played a strategic game.
Okay.
Thank you.
My last question. Can you all three speak to me about, this is a charity event. It's Can You Survive? We're raising money for our charities. Tell me how tell me a little bit about your charity and how your charity relates to your journey throughout this game and how it's brought you here.
Okay, so I am playing for the Bangor Humane Society. It's a place that shelters animals for people that can't take care of them for financial abandonment reasons or health reasons. And with COVID, a lot of people had to get rid of their animals. They are very thorough on finding good families for the animals that they house there. And like I said earlier, I tried to play an honest game because this was for charity. And I feel like I did do that, and I feel like it was a big part of the game. And him being here is a telltale sign of that.
I'm playing for Feeding America, and I teach food and nutrition, and I see all the time how kids are hungry and they don't have access to food, or their parents aren't home, or there's no money, or whatever. And just there's places where people don't even have access to nutritious, healthy food for themselves, their families, and it relates to this. Like, we're here and we're like, you know, we didn't eat for like, we're eating rice and we didn't eat for a couple of days, and we're like, we're so hungry. There's people in our country who are like that all the time.
Playing for Spirit's Place, which is a small, sort of rural cat sanctuary where they rescue a lot of, I shouldn't say rescue, but capture and provide for a lot of stray and feral cats, which are typically a problem and oftentimes euthanized when they keep a lot of unadoptable animals, and which is important to me both because I don't like the idea of cats being killed, but I also don't like the idea of feral cats killing all the birds.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steph. Chris?
Congratulations, guys. We're sitting where 21 other people wanted to sit. And hats off to you. I think my first question is for Albie. I want you to tell me one good reason why each person on each side of you should win the game.
Well, Damien, I don't think told a lie. Like, he played an honest game. He stuck with who he said he was going to stick with. Anytime I went to him and said, hey, Damien, you think you want to do this? He would say no. Or I'll talk to you later, which means, you know, he was honest. And that's respectable. Like, that is something that is super respectable. This one over here, I am so impressed with his game. It's very intimidating. I see why you got that. Strong, always moving around, and I would be scared to play a game like that because I think I would be a huge target for it. And the fact that you're here and you played a game like that is impressive.
Justin, yeah, you did come in with a target on your back because of Savada name, but I did notice you did play a completely different game here, and I commend you for that. I wish I could have been able to work with you guys, but unfortunately, I was on a different side, and it just didn't happen. What is one thing in the game that you wish you wouldn't have done?
There's nothing. I'm here where I want to be with the people that I want to be with, other than stuff, and I feel good.
Okay.
I don't have anything that I feel like I calculated it very well.
Okay. Good answer. Good answer. Damien, it was awesome spending time at camp with you. I love that you're a freaking survivalist. You've taught a lot of us a lot of stuff about the outdoors, and I hope we can all connect on the outside and still be friends after all this. My question to you is, what is one thing in the game that you wish you would have done?
It's hard to say. I wish I'd, I think maybe paid more attention to what was going on outside of the alliances that I formed. I tended to sort of choose a group and assume everyone was going to do what they said they were going to, and maybe I should have listened to more of the outside plans, and I wouldn't have been blindsided quite so many times.
Okay. Good answers, guys. I wish you all the best of luck. Congratulations.
Thanks, Chris. Waylon?
Hi guys. Big cahoots for sitting in those chairs. Really proud of all of you. It's quite commendable, so congratulations. Damien, I think you're a pretty knowledgeable guy, and I think we can all attest to that. What is one thing that you learned while you were out here?
I think the biggest thing was that these games exist. I honestly, when I first saw the ad, I thought it was a brand new concept. I was excited to see what it was like. And I've learned that you can eat daisy leaves and buds. It's an easy edible that I had no awareness of.
Albie, I think you exuberate confidence. If you were to do this all again, not specifically with this cast, what is one thing you disliked about your gameplay in this one and would change for a future gameplay?
I think next time I would. I feel like I would. Maybe. I don't know. It's good. I would play a little more cutthroat. I would have a little more fun with it. In like the game sense. I would maybe like try to get everyone and like be in between two alliances and like go back and forth between, try to do something like crazy and interesting just to have fun with it, because I just love the game so much. You never want to go in and be like, I'm gonna do the same exact thing all over again. So yeah.
Okay, Justin, I got kind of a two-parter for you. Would you consider yourself a villain during this game? And if so, what was your redemption arc?
I do not consider myself a villain in this game. I consider anybody that I blindsided as being villainous and being the remover of villainous people. I don't think I was a villain in this game at all. Honestly, I really don't.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Waylon. Angela, you're the last one. Take us home.
Congratulations, all three of you. I could not have left this game under better circumstances. I would love to be there, but if I'm over here, I'm glad I'm over there. I have a two-part question for all of you. The first question is going to be, I love food. I want to know the first thing you're going to eat when you leave. I know your answers already, but I want to hear them. So I want that. My question for Damien is, are you ever going to do anything like this ever again? And I want to know your food.
To answer the first question, chili in a bread bowl.
There you go.
To answer the second question, yeah, I think I had a lot of fun. I feel like sort of opened my eyes to a whole new world of amazing things that I can do without a screen in the summer.
Love it. Albie, food. I want to know a percentage of your game this season. How much of it do you think was luck versus your actions, your strategy?
Oh, my food first, so that's easy.
Yeah.
I would like a crispy chicken parm. Like the chicken has to be super crispy and juicy in the middle, and then not too much sauce, and then a lot of mozzarella cheese melted right on top of it. And then my luck, I got lucky a lot. I did. I got lucky a lot. I got lucky with finding those clues to the idol. In my freaking Fruit Loops, there was a clue to the idol.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened. That's why I was so happy eating those things. So I would say, I mean, I think everyone's game, a big part of it is luck. I would say, 50% luck, 50% me.
I think that's good to hear because sometimes when you guys are up there, you're pleading your case so hard that it's like you're taking credit for every single action that ever took place. So thank you for that. Justin, my question for you is, a lot of people have mentioned that your gameplay really morphed from Surviving Maine to this game, which I agree. I had no plans on working with you. Watching your first season, I knew your sister, and I told you that when we finally got together. But I want to know, if you play again, what are you going to take from the way that you played the first time and this time, and how are you going to grow and learn from that if you play again? And I want to know your food.
Okay. My food, for some reason, I've been craving a Crunchwrap from
Taco Bell.
So that's my food.
All right.
When I played Surviving Maine, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I also was withdrawing from nicotine. I was like a pack-a-day smoker. I quit smoking 2 years ago now, so I didn't have to deal with that this game. Another thing that I did this game differently is I was more vocal with people from the other tribes that when we merged and we did tribe swaps, specifically you and Waylon. So those were the big things that I did from that game. I spent a lot of time really Monday morning quarterbacking my Surviving Maine game. That's a new phrase for Steph. And really learning from that and really making sure that I'm in the right situations at the right time, making sure I'm in the majority, making sure the people I don't want to be in the majority aren't in the majority. So that's what I learned. My next game, I guess maybe being more social with players that I'm not game planning with, like the Green Tribe when we were at the tribe swap or the merge. I mean, I wasn't real social with them. I didn't want to give away any of my game face or any of my plans or anything like that. So that would be something that I would change, to be more social with the people that I'm not working with.
Bonus question.
Sure.
Do you think that your and my relationship in the game was very genuine, or was it a lot of gameplay?
Your and I relationship was 100% genuine. When you and Waylon came over, the first thing I did was come over to you guys. That was a game plan thing, but the bond that we made, it was real. It was 100%.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. All right, the jury has had their time. I'm going to turn it back to you guys for a short closing statement, just to address anything that's been left unsaid. We'll start with you, Justin.
Thank you, everybody, for your great questions. And this isn't really even about me. This is about the charities, and this is about the production and the crew and the great event that they put on. I would love to win this game, but I think that we're all winners here, and everybody got money for a charity, and that's what's really important. But as far as the in-game, I got the full experience. I got to be part of the tribe swap. I got to be part of the merge. I got to go to Exile Island. I had a great time, and I feel like I won, whether you feel that way or not. And I thank all of you for being here.
Albie?
As well, thank you, production. This is like a memory for life. Thank you to each and every one of you. If it wasn't for each and every one of you at different times, I would not be here. Things you guys did, things you guys didn't do, is the reason I am here. That is part luck, that is part strategy, that is social. I had a lot of obstacles in this game. I had ups, I had downs, I lost allies, and I came back from it. I pulled through in challenges, I found idols, I made connections, and I made friends that I think I will have for life. So thank you all.
I'd just like to echo what they said. Thank all you guys and all the people behind you. I think it was really, if the whole crowd was really fantastic. Even the people that I didn't work with, I think it wouldn't have been nearly as fun and informative an experience if it wasn't for all of us. Like, so thanks, and I think that's it.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for a great final tribal council. We are now ready to vote. I will remind the jury that you are voting for a winner. We'll start with you, Caitlin.
All right, so the final tribal council voting has now begun. The members of the jury will one by one go cast their vote for a winner. This time, these guys want to see their name written down. So while all of this takes place, we're gonna step away. And I would love to hear what all of you viewers are thinking. Hey, Jordan. Okay, so heard a lot of opinions, or I didn't hear them. I mean, I guess I heard a lot of opinions over there from the jurors and the final tribalists. And I've been seeing and reading a lot of the opinions that all of you fantastic viewers that have been tuning in all week long have. I, for one, think I think this could go any which way, honestly. These players played three, I think, about as different of games as you could possibly play, and I do not know what the jury is going to value. And I do not think that this is a jury that's kind of jumping on the bandwagon, so to speak. I think they've each had their own individual experiences. I think they each value their own things, and I think they're really all seeking answers for what's important to them. Yeah, just like Kirsten is saying, it's so interesting to see how different their games are, and it really depends on what the jurors value. Completely agree. So let's go through it again. So Damien, incredibly honest game, not really a survivor player. So the strategy part of it was not so much a big factor for him, but the, kind of the outplay and outlast, he checks those boxes, was really great in challenges. Obviously, was very loyal to who he was with, as he stated. And so if that's what jurors value, that's where the direction they're heading. Albie, an incredibly social butterfly, who really was doing a lot of little nuanced things behind the scenes that I really wish that he had touched on a bit more, to be completely honest. Little things like he found an idol clue early on in a challenge, went and got that idol, and then later Sarah had told a few people on her original Blue Tribe about it, and she mentioned it to Albie, and Albie did this whole like faking of, oh my god, you never told me that, what the, and was kind of getting mad fakely, and Sarah had no idea that he already completely knew and already had that same idol in his pocket. So it's little stuff like that. I wish he had touched on it more. I wish he was going to be getting credit for those kind of strategic little things that are just really important to kind of, set yourself up and not reveal everything that you have going on. But I do think I know he touched on saying that he was going to be Miss Congeniality in this game. He said that during his Meet the Player interview, and I cracked up because I am familiar with Albie, and Albie is not Miss Congeniality usually. Usually he will kind of pop off and say exactly what's on his mind. I'm so impressed with him that he really was playing that Miss Congeniality game, really, reining in some of what I've seen in the past, and really obviously respecting his fellow players, really forming these deep connections and respecting them enough to not, kind of do all that. And also, again, a challenge beast, really turning it out and winning some challenges and adding to his resume. So he would be, a fantastic winner. And then we have Justin. Justin coming in with a big reputation. I am not from Maine, so I am not, and I've never really been involved in these live reality games until volunteering to help host this one. And so of course I knew nothing about Justin coming in. Obviously some of these jurors did, and kind of knew who he was and, what kind of reputation he had, and he was still able to make it all the way there. So, I don't know. He was making a lot of claims and taking a lot of credit. But if the jury, if the jury truly believes that and, thinks that would actually happen in this game, they could very well award him for, big moves and big gameplay, in spite of a big target. So, I really have no idea, which way this is tipping. I think, I don't know. I don't know, and it's in the minds of the jury. I feel like I wish we had gotten a few more answers, actually. I'm really excited to listen to the confessionals from after the game to kind of really see where everyone's head was at, what everything was, happening. Obviously, FTC can only last so long, so we can only get so many answers and get so much of a glimpse into an entire game of 24 players down to 3. So lots of game happened, lots of strategy happened, lots of bonding happened. And so what is clear to me and has been echoed from, many of our jurors as well as the final tribal council members is that they have really, really bonded with each other out here. Many really feel like they have formed enduring and lasting friendships. And so that has been something really cool to see. I would also like to thank, again, all of you viewers. You've all been fantastic, tuning in, getting excited, helping me be excited as well. And it's been so fun to interact with all of you. So we thank you again for all of your involvement, all of your support, all of your donations. We're so excited. I'm hoping if we don't announce how much money each juror and finalist is getting for their charities that we post it. I'm sure we'll post it because all these guys are getting so much money for their charities, and the jury in particular was finding out earlier today, and they are so excited for all of the money that's going to all these causes, because again, these causes are so, I'm gonna get emotional. They're so personal to these players. And I loved that question that, talked about letting the final tribal councils again shout out their charities and and what that means to them, because it's just such an important facet of this event and why all of this work and all of this time has gone into it. So we are so grateful. And so whatever way this goes, I know we're going to have a very deserving winner, someone who will represent our first season very well. So I am super excited. This whole cast has been incredible, in my opinion. So I don't know, I'm just gonna okay, all right, let's not delay too much longer. We are going back in and we are going to crown a winner very shortly. I am so excited. It all comes down to this. Okay, looks like all of the jurors have voted. Maybe not. Oh, one more is voting now. Angela, the last juror, is casting her vote, so we are so close to the end. So excited. of our jurors that have cast their votes. In the background, we have all of past players that have stuck around, as well as some incredible other production crew.
All right. For the last time, I'll go tally the votes.
And away he goes once more. Oh, and everyone clapping for our finalists. Thank you. I hear a familiar sound. Cameron coming down the way, and the votes in the voting urn.
All right. Before I get to the votes, I want to thank all of the cast for playing an amazing game, for raising over $10,000 for your charity.
Yeah!
I want to thank the crew, and I want to most importantly thank Brandon for putting everything together. All right, but enough about him. The true star. Reminder, you guys want to see your names on these parchments. I have a winner in here. Get to it. All right, first vote. Justin. Second vote. Albie. It's one vote each. Third vote. Justin. Fourth vote. Albie. That's 2 votes Justin, 2 votes Albie. Fifth vote. Albie. That's 3. Sixth vote. Albie. Seventh vote, and the winner of Can You Survive 2021 is Albie.
Seriously, thank you. This was like a memory for life. I'll remember this when I'm 100 years old. I love getting to know everyone. Thank you so much, Brandon, production, and everybody. I had so much fun.
One last one?
Yeah.
Don't look at me. I got nothing left to say. My job's done.
Glad you feel better.
What a game.
Thank you.
I know.
Oh my God. That was really fun.
Where you going?
Yes, man, great game. Very good job. I was stopping for a drink. Sometimes it's good. Check on my way home.
Very compelling TV.
It was great. Did a good job. You deserve it.
Good game. I didn't get to work together or anything, but you're a puzzle master.
I'm just gonna throw this in your box.
I was shocked.
Trying.
Should we do like a farewell with us too?
Oh yeah, like a signing off.
Yeah.
Do we want to do last words with the
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that, and then we'll say like.
Yeah.
Just flip it around to us.
Okay. Okay. Do we want to do it as more of like a with
Oh, I was thinking we were just going to do us two, just signing off.
Okay, sounds good. All right, everyone. That's a wrap on Can You Survive 2021?
We did it!
We did it!
Yay! Alrighty, so just a reminder, Albie, as the winner, he gets $2,000 for his charity, which was Feeding America. I think it was Feeding America. This is my day 5 brain.
It was feeding, I'm sorry, it was feeding something, but incredible.
This is my day 5 no sleep brain not working. But yes, $2,000 to Albie's charity. And thank you guys for watching this first season of Can You Survive. It's been a blast. And we will be back next year with season 2. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Not anytime soon, but you know, we'll take a break.
Can You Survive 2022?
22 will be happening.
Yeah, so get excited. And thank you again for an incredible season. Y'all are absolutely fantastic. We are signing off here in Maine,
Yes.
and
We will see you next year.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bye, y'all.